Hey everyone, welcome back to Fight Capital. Today I'm going to be talking to all the pro fighters, managers, and teams out there about one thing, and that's getting sponsored in 2025. I know it can feel tricky out there, but I'm going to give you some of the proven strategies that work in the modern combat sports world for helping find top brand partnerships for you and your team. Now, let's jump straight right into it. First off, let's talk about why brand sponsorships are changing so fast. In combat sports, that conversation used to evolve around legacy sponsors, these big equipment companies and energy drinks. But lately, I'm definitely seeing a shift towards more lifestyle brands, tech platforms, and even startups just looking to tap into that energy around fight culture. They see the growth of boxing, MMA, and kickboxing across these streaming platforms, and they want to be a part of it. They see the athletes with strong personal brands, and it's no longer just about slapping a logo on your shorts. Sponsors are now looking for real engagement and authenticity, and I don't think there's anything else better out there than fight sports. So how do we take advantage of that? Well, first off, I think a huge strategy is looking to focus on building an authentic personal brand. That includes your social presence, press coverage, and the stories that you share with your fans and followers. You might think that you need 1 million followers, but I'm seeing fighters with only 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 followers landing serious sponsorships. And why is that? Well, it's because the people who follow them are real and passionate, and brands will pay for that authenticity. Building a personal brand isn't and shouldn't be complicated. It's more about than just sharing your training trips. You really want to take the fans behind the scenes. And if you've got a unique routine, show it. If you're a family person, share a bit of that life. Don't overproduce it, be real. And that's really what resonates with people out there and is what's keeping brands interested and engaged with wanting to work with you. Number 2, find a sponsor that matches your lifestyle, personality, and interests. Don't partner with a vegan company if you're constantly talking about your love for steak. Brands want synergy. Fans also notice if a partnership seems forced. I see it all the time. A fighter lands these random deals and it rarely sticks because there's no authenticity in that relationship. So if you're picking a brand to work with, try to find ones that align with your habits, your image, and your training style. And that's really even a focused way to go out and find those companies as well. A prime example, look at like Israel Adesanya. He connects with that gaming, pop culture brands because he's a huge anime fan. He's out there gaming. Fans love it. Sponsors love it. Or consider someone like Rose Namajunas, who's very open about her holistic approach to training. She partners with wellness brands that match her vibe and that therefore matches with the fans. In reality, it's just all about staying true to who you are. Now, I think another thing we need to look at is let's talk about the power of content creation for 2025. Social media algorithms are pushing out short form content so hard, but also don't forget about YouTube or those long form podcasts. People want to hear you speak candidly. They want to see you outside the cage or ring. I think people like Michael Bisping and everything that he's doing with his podcast, or what Sean O'Malley and Tim Welch are doing with their YouTube channel. They're not just building an audience, they're building an influence beyond their fight careers. That influence is your currency, and sponsors are going to flock to that. Number 3, pitch sponsors in a more sophisticated way. Long gone are the days, I'll just wear your logo and mention you once. Sponsors want to see measurable ROI, and that can be tracked links, discounted codes, or content campaigns where they can see the actual engagement on the content and the results. A really good way to do this is just create a simple but professional deck, show them your social reach, show them your engagement rates, show them the highlights of your career and calendar of your upcoming fights or media appearances. All this just makes it really easy for them to see how you fit into their marketing plan. Here's a real world example. I have a friend who's a young fighter who just pitched a local meal prep company. He showed his fight schedule. He showed the breakdown of how often he'd appear on local TV shows and podcasts. He even had a small influencer campaign planned featuring his sponsor's meals, showing how he would do that. And that convinced that brand to sign for a year, not just one fight. They saw a plan, they saw synergy, they saw real business potential. Number 4, use your data to your advantage. We're in 2025. There are plenty of tools out there to analyze social metrics and audience demographics. You can see where your followers are located, their age range, and their interests. Fans love that info. It's super crucial for them. Give them any screenshots and analytics that show your typical user engagement. It might be 70% men, 30% women, ages 18 to 35 with a strong interest in combat sports, or at least that's what we normally see. But that's marketing gold for the right company. Also, keep an eye on any emerging platforms out there. TikTok is still huge, but there are new platforms that are popping up every year. Think some things like Discord, Telegram. And if a new platform is attracting a younger crowd, just go and test it. Get on it. See what happens. Those companies are looking for ways to find engagement, and fight fans love that behind the scenes content. So think about things like quick raw updates from what you're doing right before or after training. Share real short viral moments. It doesn't necessarily have to be a polished video. It's really just about sharing your journey in a raw and relatable way. A fifth strategy, consider co-branding opportunities with other athletes or even the gyms you're training at or other gyms. I see fighters teaming up all the time to create short video series where each athlete highlights a brand in a new and fresh way. And this collaborative approach can definitely multiply your reach. Sponsors love seeing 2 or 3 fighters working together. It creates a bigger presence on social media. It also shows brand unity and gives those brands that longer and farther reach. And they're always looking for more eyes, more engagement. So just think about who can I team up with to help give more exposure. Another angle you might want to consider is maybe host a small meet and greet at a sponsor's location. If you have a local sponsor, offer to do a fan event at a store or facility. It's really a simple move that sponsors appreciate. I've seen this recently with Andre Arlovsky and Visual Edge IT, where he's actually going to their offices, going to their sales kickoffs, and just the way that their employees engage and their clients engage with him is just really kind of next level for value that these brands are getting. They get the in-person traffic, you get to meet local fans, and it's a win-win and giving you more leverage to negotiate better deals in the future as well. Number 6, you really want to keep that relationship with sponsors active. Don't just sign a deal and ghost them. You want to check in weekly, monthly, quarterly, give them updates about your fights, social stats, any media coverage. Ask if there's anything extra you can do. It's all about going that extra yard. You really want to be an ambassador for these brands and not just an influencer. You want to be bringing people and eyes to them. And when you're having that constant communication, which they don't get from a lot of other people they work with, clients, even their own employees, it really shows that you're willing to go that extra step for them. These sponsors notice when you're invested. They'll reward that loyalty, and it's how you turn a one-off deal into a long-term partnership. Sponsors also value consistency and professionalism. Treat them like their business partners, not just free gear providers. Give them regular shout outs, make it genuine. If they have a new product, incorporate that into your routine and show it naturally. Fans want to see that authenticity, not forced ads. And so when they see you using that and they see and hear the benefits of it, even if it's just a quick shot, that means the world to the sponsors and to your fans as well. Now, just getting to the nitty gritty of it, let's talk about money for a second. When negotiating deals, know your worth. Research what other athletes are your level are charging. You can negotiate a flat fee, monthly retainers, or performance bonuses as well. You have several different vehicles for getting that money. And you can also negotiate creative deals like a cut of product sales or leveraging a code where you're getting a percentage of each one of those clients' purchases. If your audience truly buys a product and you know that you have that engaged audience, that can be a much more lucrative deal for you than just a flat fee. So think about different ways that you can help drive that revenue for you while also creating value. But also, like, don't overprice yourself and scare off that sponsor. If you're new, you might want to start smaller and then scale up as your audience or your fight profile grows. So The key is to show the brand that you're growing fast and that they should get in while the price is good. The seventh strategy consider: do more than just sponsor posts. You can create mini documentaries, interview videos, or even like short Q&A segments about your training and nutrition. Sponsor integrations work best when they're woven into good content. People skip typical ads and content, but they won't skip your sparring footage or your fight breakdowns. If you cleverly feature a brand's gear or supplement, fans will pay attention. Some things that I've seen athletes do that I think are genius are sharing like things like 1-minute fight tips on Instagram and TikTok with a sponsor overlay on it. That also is a way to keep fans engaged, educates them, and promotes that brand at the same time. It's a subtle but effective way, and it works. An eighth strategy is keep your brand family friendly if you want those mainstream sponsors. Combat sports can be intense. It's a very risky way for brands to get involved, and big companies often look for fighters who don't constantly get into controversies. I know that you do want to be authentic, but maybe there's a way to do that without being offensive. And if you're staying professional, keep that focus on your craft. That really helps attract sponsors who appreciate strong values and discipline. Finally, do not forget the bigger picture. The fight game is a very short window in your life. I think Dana White said it best: the UFC is not a job, it's an opportunity. Sponsorships can be that bridge to future business ventures. And if you're keeping that partnership strong, you're building your network, and you're staying in touch with those brand managers and marketing directors, you're going to see that pay off over time. And that investment now will result in better relationships in your future. Even after you hang up those gloves, those relationships can continue to lead to new opportunities. So here's my challenge to you. Look at your social presence, your personal brand, and your network, and go and identify 3 potential sponsors that truly fit your image. Draft a simple pitch plan, show them how you can help them reach fight fans, not just how they can help you, how you can help them. Now, that's how you're going to stand out in 2025. It's about authenticity, data, and strategic partnerships. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or reach out to me directly. You can find me on Instagram at Fight Capital Global. I'm on LinkedIn at Ryan Vivon Rappaport, Fight Capital Global. Now, let's grow together. Let's keep this industry booming. Combat sports is the best way in the world to find your brand sponsors in 2025. And I really appreciate everyone. Thank you for watching Fight Capital. Looking forward to catching you on the next one.